What's good, everybody? It's your boy Javon, Ivory. Go to University of Memphis. Number 4 on the field, wide receiver from Grove, Alabama, born and raised. I'm with Some Did It, and you're watching CICO.
It's Louis B, the beat plug.
Just from off the playlist, gotta have Young Boy. I got a little bit of Hot Boy in there. Let me see, got ESTG for sure. You know, he gets me in that element. Yeah, I can't explain it. Gotta have Lil Baby for sure. Keith Glock. It's a lot of people I listen to, but majority of them is like, I got a lot of Memphis rappers that I listen to now, so basically. But I've been listening to a lot of Memphis rappers, but you know, Memphis is hot right now. Everybody mess with Memphis. Then grew a lot, really. Mentally and physically, just on and off the field, really. I had a lot of hardships, I say, in the beginning of college with the passing of my brothers really started off. Long live you. But yeah, that really started it all off, really, and just trying to change my mindset. Like, I gotta do it for the people back at home more than I do it for myself. Yeah, I say that really had helped me build my mindset, really, just to try to keep going, even though I did have hard times. Not settling for anything when things go wrong, because just by me turning things around and flipping the switch for myself to try to do things for myself and for my family is bigger than this, just way bigger than that. I came from a small town, Grove Hills. Like, if I always had to explain to somebody, I'd be like, I'm just an hour above Mobile. It was a cool little town, you know. Everybody just know everybody in the area, so it's just, if I'm playing football, everybody knows what's going on, everybody at the game. So I say everybody was there for me throughout this whole process of me getting recruited and being here now. The way it all started was like, I played DN my entire life before I even played receiver, so that's what made it like, bro, you was not even big enough to play DN, but I'll give you 11 tackles a game. You know, I can do that for you. If you want me, I got you. I was just playing. But my freshman year, I like coming in from 8th grade, going up and doing spring practices, you know, getting ready for the spring and everything. So I'm coming up there, get ready to start playing. And they had me at DN at first. I'm getting tossed around by all the O-linemen and everything. So they like, yeah, we might have to move and change your position. So then they moved me to receiver. And once they moved me to receiver, that was my first time ever playing receiver, like catching passes, anything like that, unless I'm just back at the crib throwing the football in the parking lot or something like that. But that's about it. And I got out there, quarterback, and named Jesse. He threw his first pass at me, and it went straight through my hands, like one of these bad ones. Like, it was bad. So I was like, man, I can't just come out here and play receiver, then just be dropping everything. So I had to try to work on that. But that had happened, and then coming up to the season, some situation went down to where it just had to be me being the starter out of the whole thing. So I'm like, I'm finna have to start my freshman year and this is my first year ever playing receiver. So I'm like, man, there's a lot of stuff going through my head. I'm like, okay, we get to the first game, I'm nervous, like I'm back there shaking knees, doing all this before the game. I'm trying to listen to music, get ready for the game and everything. We get out there, game kicks off, and then I remember just the first snap of being on the field, and it was like, just take that one deep breath and let it all out. After that, I was just out there just playing. Whatever happened. I had a good game, I had a couple catches, but that really just started it all off, and then I just had to build on my freshman year. And then after my freshman year started, did all that, had those, we made it to the playoffs and everything, so that was my biggest thing. We made it to the playoffs my freshman year. And then just seeing a senior named Ja'Cory Moore, and he had a whole lot of offers basically coming into his senior year and everything. So just seeing all those schools come and look at him and view him, it kind of had made me want to just go all out on the field and just try to do the same thing he did, but do it in a better fashion. So coming into my sophomore year is when I really just started taking this more serious, taking football more serious, and really just by working out at home more, trying to catch more passes because I wasn't having the best hands because that was my first year ever playing receiver. And then first ended up having like my first game we was playing Silas, and my first ever just long breakout run. I caught like an expand hitch and caught it on the sideline, made one man miss and was gone. But I got tackled by basically at the 1 yard line when I could have scored. But yeah, right now I'm scoring that. I'm scoring it every time. As the year kept going, I was getting better and better and better, getting more comfortable playing, being on the field as a receiver. And then it just came down to one game. We were playing Leroy. And then I remember we started the game out good. I had scored the first touchdown in the game. And then after that, we just fell into a whole slump. Like we down 28-7 at halftime. And then we go into the locker room. Offensive coordinator, Coach Floyd, he ended up talking to us. He's like, man, this is like the worst I ever had on offense, playing wise ever. Like, if we don't win this game, I will quit my job today. I will quit today, like tonight, like right now. And I was like, man, ain't no way, because he was the head coach back when my brothers was in high school, like in 2007, 8, 9, basically on to 10. And then, so it's like, I can't just have him just leave, like, on my, like, the year that he's coaching me and everything. So I'm like, nah, I can't let him just leave me like that. So really then after that whole halftime went by, we go out there after the half, and they put me on defense for the first time. Like now I'm playing both sides of the ball. I'm starting the receiver, now I'm finna start playing DB. Like I'm just out there just playing everything. Like if he throw it, I'm just gonna run to it and just catch it, because that's all I do anyway. So put me back out there, I started making a couple plays, and then it got to the point where we ended up having a drive and we scored, and then we stopped them on defense, and then I played punt return too, so they put me in punt return, and my first ever punt return, he's like 80 yards. I'm way down the field, I'm looking down, I'm like, man, we down, I gotta score. Then, like in the air, like I gotta score. It'd be a lot of stuff. It's a lot of things that go through your mind. Like it's about like the amount of height and like really how far. Like if you outkick your coverage, oh yeah, I'm most definitely gonna be like, yeah. So it's like if you give me too much space, oh yeah, it's a wrap. My first time college coach talking to me was the following week when they would just come to the school and visit and stuff like that. But they'll have the older upperclassmen they'll talk to, and I'll just be used to just walking through the left door instead of the right door, the coach's office. So when I came up to the facility and then walked over into the football field, it was like, he was like, hey, Javon, come here. Like, come through this door and everything. I'm like, okay, you just go ahead and walk in. I walk in, and it's like, he's like, South Alabama, they're like, that was the first ever college that would come talk to me, like South Alabama. So it was like, South Alabama is here, you know, they're interested in talking to you and everything. I'm like, me? In my mind, but I'm like, just really like didn't know what to do in a sense. But I'm just like, hey, how you doing? Shaking my hand and everything. Then he's asking me questions about like what I thought about like the game I had last week and everything. Just real small talk, but he just really wanted to really get a feel of who I was and I guess the person I was at the time then. So yeah, that's how I say that's probably like my first encounter really with a college coach. Really I already knew where I was going in the sense I just had like basically like backup plans, really, in a sense, if you think about it. No disrespect to the other schools, but I'm here 9 a.m., you feel me? So I say the top ones I had was Southern Miss, Tulane. So those were my hats that I had really for my, the day I had chose at the school. I chose Memphis because it was just the culture here, like just the way things are here, you know, it's a gritty city. I know all really about grit because I had to get it from, you know, how I was saying I ain't learned nothing from football. I just had to try to learn it myself, just outside grinding, doing my ladder drills every day outside. I even had little kids just seeing me do the ladder drill. They come over there trying to do it with me. So it's just like seeing me do that and then seeing what I'm doing, I can make somebody else do it as well, and it actually works. So it's like, okay, I must be doing something right. So it's just me just learning and doing everything like that. That's already like what Memphis makes you do off rip. As soon as you come into Memphis, you gotta learn how to adapt to everything. Because every day is a new day, really, in the city of Memphis. That's what I love about it. Like I just love the city of Memphis. Really, just how I really just started my branding with this. Really, I would have never thought that I'd be basically like having a clothing brand like in college. Really, you think about like that, like basically boom after college, like because you know you couldn't really make no money in college. Yeah, it's just like you was just trying to be like, okay, this is what I gotta do. I gotta have this plan set up. Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna take these steps as soon as after college. But now that they giving us a chance to do these things now is amazing because it sets up a lot of people and gives people more options. Because think about it like this: everybody always wanted to just be like, as soon as I go to college, I'm gonna go to NFL, right? So with that, giving people more opportunity to see what their skills are outside of football and just what they can do and change somebody's life instantly. Like me having a pair, like some clothes or something like that means something to somebody that's, you know what I'm saying, that can grow over time. Like just like saying how you shoot videos, like that can grow over time just by your content of what you putting out. You know, it's just, it can affect a lot of people, just how the music industry is and everything. So I just say it opens up a lot of different ways for a lot of people. So I say it's a good thing that they started that. I started this back in 2020, COVID year, really. When COVID happened, I had a lot of time to sit down and just be thinking about like everything that's going on in the world, because it was a tragic time for everybody across the whole globe. So I was just just chilling around in the crib, you know, just laying. Basically, we in quarantine, so I'm just chilling around, laying around, watching TV, and then I'm just like, man, anybody could be making some money or something. And I was like, time is money. Time is money. Just sitting there, just saying it over and over, like, time is money. Like, what could I use for that? Like, what could be a good punchline or a good phrase or something catchy that everybody can just have for a mindset or something that can just drive somebody to go do something that they want to do. So just having in mind, like, everybody go to work every day, so clock in, that's the first thing that came to mind. And then whenever you clock in and do the work that you have for yourself and things that you trying to do in life and goals that you got in life, and you work towards that, and then you end up getting the reward, you cash out. So that's why I ended up coming with the CICO name, which is on the bag, based on everything that I got. Really, you'll see it in some form of fashion. Like right now, it's not on the front of this, but it's on the back of it, right there in the middle where the nose is. So you're gonna always find a way of seeing the CICO on there. And it's just really just a mindset just to go ahead and clock in and cash out every day. You wake up every day and just train and just calm yourself down and be like, you can't be too high on things, you can't be too low on things. It's just something that you gotta do when you get up, because every day is a new day and it's a new task every day. So that's why I really came up with it. And then the money mentality is just, you know, that's how we get our money. You know, you come in to work, you gotta do the job before you get the cash. So nothing in this world given for free. So that's why I got this one made with the money mentality. And that's just another piece of it. And then it's just how I had on the back with the headphones. He's locked in, and nothing getting in his way. So that's why he got the headphones on the back, and it just go with it. There's a lot of ups and flows as just being an athlete. I don't know, like, just think about it as like you got pressures of players that probably not getting the playing time that they might have, or, you know, this coach might not like me, or like this coach might not put me in the position to be where I want to be at, you know, to be able to be where I want to be in life. And it's just not, there's a lot of frustration that goes on to that, or it could be like, or to the point where it's not even in football. It could be in the training, off season, like where it's time for like, man, I don't think I can make this run, or I don't think this football stuff for me, because like how hard workouts could be sometimes, or things like that. Or in school, being able to balance football and school as an athlete. Like, this class may be too hard, but you cannot get out of it because it's required. So it's like, man, how am I gonna be able to do this? Now I can't graduate, or something like that. In a sense, it's like a whole lot of thoughts that go through your mind in a split second that a lot of people probably can't handle at one time. Or then you got things outside of football. Am I doing well enough to make this part of my family happy, or making this friend of mine happy, or am I not living to the standards of what the fans think of me? You know what I'm saying? Or things like that. It's just a lot of things that go on in a
a lot of voices in your head.
yeah, it's lots of, yes, most definitely. Yeah, trying to be a student athlete, really. Yeah, like, like right now, things could be going bad, or how things could probably go wrong with my brand or something like that. Like, it won't even sell as much. Like, man, nobody really like my stuff no more. You know, now I got to try to find ways of doing this. Now I'm off track with football. I ain't thinking about football now. Now I'm not thinking about football. My production go down, and then now they on me over there, and now I got two bad things going on at one time. Yeah. And then you try to be up on one side, be like, yeah, I can't show my weaknesses or how I'm feeling, but at the same time, it's so much bearing down on you that you end up lashing out on something else. It could be a family member. It could be you going off on the field. It could be you throwing the temper tantrum in a game. You could, things like that can go on that a lot of people don't see as that athletes go through every day. Everybody gonna have something that's gonna, make them click, like a trigger. Like, everybody got their own trigger, but everybody gotta know what their triggers are. So, like, it just basically gotta take the time out to know yourself, really. Like, you gotta get to know yourself, like, not just saying like I like cars, or I like jewelry, or like I like stuff like that. Like, more how you react, what make you happy, what make you mad, what can excite you, what get you going, what brings you down, like things like everything that's mentally that you can control. Start taking the time out, just think about what do I like, what do I think for myself, then everything will start being more smoother. You'll be more confident in everything you say. All right, this is the boy, Javon Ivory, aka CICO. We clocked in, and now it's time to cash out. Just got done with this video with Sunk. Go ahead and get with them for the next episode you want to be in. Shout out to CICO for having me a part of this. It was a great experience. Happy to be here, and I'll see y'all guys next time.